My name is Kevin G, and this is Winter Game Fest 2017. Winter Game Fest actually started as a super small group of students who wanted to get together and play Dota, Defense of the Ancients, the original Warcraft one, not the one that you guys know today. Thanks to a bunch of just really dedicated organizers, it's kind of grown into this massive behemoth convention for students by students. I think that's really cool. The past couple years at Winter Game Fest, we've had no less than 2,000 attendees over the weekend. This year is kind of special because we're actually having the TCS Overwatch Collegiate Finals here at Winter Game Fest. So the West Ballroom is completely filled with seats. We're building a huge stage. It's going to be awesome. People love gaming, and I think that's something that definitely shows years after year. San Diego has always been a big home for indie games and just smaller game developers. We have small game developers that have made it super big, like Psyonix. Even at UCSD, we have a video game development club. It's super big. This year, the president of the video game development club is actually one of the directors of Winter Game Fest. So I think this year we have like 5-6 different indie game developers in addition to the club demoing games that they've made, things that they've built. I think there's even an arcade cabinet inside that has nothing but games built by the Video Game Development Club, which is really cool. This weekend we have tournaments for Super Smash Bros. Melee and Smash 4, always both really popular. We have all the big computer games, so League of Legends, always a classic. Dota 2 is really big this year. We have a pro player coming out. Overwatch is going to be huge. We're going to have the grand finals played on stage on the big Overwatch set. We have Hearthstone, as always a really big college game. Pokemon, we have a really big Pokemon 3DS community here at UCSD, and we actually, for the first time ever, have a Rocket League tournament going on, and I think that's really cool. We want to, since Psyonix is kind of like a San Diego native, we're trying to, show a little San Diego love for Rocket League. During the TCS Overwatch Finals, that's going to be a huge streamed event. There's going to be college students love Overwatch. They really want to see, the teams. There's definitely a little bit of salt there. At Winter Game Fest last year, had a pretty big following. We had a couple hundred viewers. The colleges that got knocked out by these Final Four teams are going to want to watch and say oh man, these guys beat me. We want to see them lose. So that's going to be a big one. Today we had the grand finals of our CS:GO tournament, Counter-Strike Go, between UC San Diego and UC Irvine. The UCSD and UC Irvine have always had kind of a close competitive history because they're two UCs that are really close to each other. Both have really big communities. The finals day was really, really close. UC Irvine ended up clutching it out at the end for the victory, but we're really excited because this weekend, UC Irvine and UCSD are playing each other in the finals of not only CS:GO, but also League of Legends and Overwatch. So UCSD, we're hoping for a reverse 2-3 to win the set, so to speak, against UC Irvine. But there's definitely a lot of collegiate rivalry, friendly rivalry, of course, and a lot of hype riding behind that. Definitely a lot of pride. Somewhere in between Winter Game Fest, turning from a small event into a big event, we started reaching out to sponsors to help support the event from the ground up, whether through prizing or monetary support or having a booth at the event. We were working with the Six College Technology Committee to host the event. They're the hosts of the event. Trident Gaming are the tournament leads. And because we have the school's backing, it's not only a gaming event, but it's a school-supported gaming event. And to sponsors, this is big because you're hitting a college demographic of students. And it's also really cool for us because, of course, the sponsors will support our tournaments through prizing, et cetera, but a lot of sponsors actually opt to come out to the event in person, set up a booth, demo their latest product or their latest game, and it's really cool for us because it gives us more content. You know, the more companies that we can bring in and kind of build a mutually beneficial relationship, the better for the community as a whole. Raffles are always a big part of Winter Game Fest too. A gaming chair or a gaming monitor, or sometimes even a whole gaming PC. To the student, that's a big deal. You win something like that, your day's made, your week's made, maybe your year's made, and you just have this sick gaming computer for the rest of college. And to companies, it's not a huge cost for them, but it's so much value because you see all these students, they're cheering for your product. You kind of build this loyalty, because my first keyboard ever was a Razer keyboard, and your first keyboard, you'll love it forever, and then for the rest of your life, it'll just be like, Razer keyboards are the best. Why? I don't know, but it was my first keyboard and I loved it, so Razer's the best. And I think it definitely benefits everyone. Cosplay is kind of a unique, new thing that's kind of evolved with the gaming community and industry as a whole. And it's very meaningful to, I think, gamers and college students especially, because a lot of college students identify with games a lot. Your favorite character, when you play that game, you feel what they feel. You want to be them. You want to be the hero. You want to be the knight in shining armor. So I think to college students, taking the time out of their day to build these costumes, dress up, and walk around with a sword and have people say, hey, I recognize that character. That's my favorite character too. It's just such a cool community vibe. A question that I get asked a lot is, how come my school doesn't have a community like this? Or how can I start a community like this at my school? Triton Gaming, the club that we have that works with the college to host this event, we actually started off as a really, really small club, just a League of Legends club, through this huge national collegiate gaming organization called TESPA that's kind of been blowing up in the past couple of years. TESPA is an organization that not only sponsors essentially college clubs by giving them support for their events through swag to give away or organizational support or hosting tournaments for college students, but they also work very, very closely with college leaders across America and soon internationally to kind of foster the idea of being a gaming club leader as not just like a hobby, but as like a passion and sometimes a lifestyle and sometimes even a career. TESPA is also the national organization that works with Blizzard to host the TCS Overwatch Finals that we're having this weekend. And so to me, as a club leader, it was a very, very awesome opportunity to see that there's an organization that not only sees value in college students that want to take time out of their day to build these amazing communities, but to recognize the effort and say, hey, this is something that's really cool. This is something that's beneficial to the gaming community as a whole. Of course, if you get a club president that can get college students excited, then those college students will grow up to become devoted gamers. They'll love the industry, they'll love the products, they'll want to be gamers their whole life. They'll cosplay, they'll compete. If you're thinking about building a community at your school, or you're wondering why there is no community at your school, why not start it? Look it up, learn more about TESPA. You can compete, you can build an organization, you can be a member, and one day you can host your own event like this, and it's all part of the journey. Their passion can become a career. So for me, I was a club president. Now I work with Blizzard Entertainment. I know a lot of members in the past who've gone on to work for companies like Riot, Twitch, Blizzard. It's really a dynamic shift for college students to hear that gaming is an industry at all. It's real. It's very, very real. And I think that, as an organization, TESPA does a really good job of bridging that gap between college gamers and college gamers that can actually dream of, one day making a career out of their passion. So I think that's really cool.